this was Courtney's presentation. Unfortunately, she couldn't be with us today, so you got me instead. And what we were going to look at was 5 LinkedIn do's and don'ts. So LinkedIn is having a massive surgence of people using it for prospecting, sales, interaction, whatever it is. And in the world of LinkedIn, you can so easily mess it up and shoot yourself in the foot with regard to how you interact. I think part and parcel of my sort of ethos is if you wouldn't do it in a networking meeting, don't do it in LinkedIn. But this little presentation here just gives you some 5 sort of little hints and tips of things to do and don't do within LinkedIn. So here we go. So, oh, there's a picture of me, obviously. Oh, and me again. Right, so this is Courtney's presentation. So there are 675 million monthly users on LinkedIn, which surprised me immensely when I heard this fact. 30 million companies are also on there. And 57% of the traffic on LinkedIn is mobiles. So people are using this more and more as they're out and about after work, and I know I do. 4 out of 5 people on LinkedIn drive business decisions. That again was a stat for me that made me raise an eyebrow. And 62% of B2B marketers say LinkedIn successfully generates leads. So with all of these stats, really, why wouldn't you be on LinkedIn? Why wouldn't you be doing something, particularly if you've got 4 or 5 people on this LinkedIn that are driving business decisions today? So let's kind of look at some of the things that we can do. If we're using LinkedIn, if we've got these decision makers on there and people are using LinkedIn to drive decisions and make the decisions about you, we don't want to be Mr. or Mrs. Grey Anonymous, i.e., you know, the ones without the photograph. We want to be populating this profile as much as we possibly can, because at the end of the day, on LinkedIn, your profile is your shop front. It's this that people are going to buy into first of all before they go through into your company profile. So having a good photograph of yourself, a professionally looking photograph, is absolutely key, because it's that people will see, they'll identify, and they'll start thinking of your face and your branding coming together. Do you use your searchable fields? So this is Courtney's here. So a lot of people I see on LinkedIn will have under their name on LinkedIn their job title, so managing director or sales director, whatever it is. And that's fine. However, this area here is searchable, and there are a lot of people, if they're using LinkedIn to find suppliers, will put in things like sales training, telemarketing, marketing, IT, whatever it is that they're looking to put in. So your field on this needs to bear that in mind. And it could be that you'll need to play around a little bit with what you've got in here, but you do need to make sure that it is in there that people can find you. So if you haven't done that already, do please just have a look at it, because we want to, if people are searching for, as I said, prospective suppliers, we want to come up in their searches. We don't treat it like Facebook. Let me come back. So what I mean by this is, Facebook is where you can take pictures of your cat or your dinner, and it's all a bit fun. It's more the humorous side of your business or your personality. LinkedIn isn't. It's a more professional, I'm going to use professional in inverted commas, arena. So pictures of your cat and your dinner are not what people are interested in seeing, albeit I have noticed over this past 2 or 3 months that the posts are moving and edging a little bit more into a more personal feel. Facebook for me and for us is where we can really showcase the personality of the business. You know, the nutty pictures of me dropping cat cups in the office and things like that, I wouldn't dream of putting that on LinkedIn. So in some respects, think about the message that you're saying on your LinkedIn profile and your LinkedIn company. Excuse me, the cat. Stop scratching. And make sure that you're not blurring the edges with your Facebook. In other words, really, we kind of need to be looking at two different types of styles, even if it's the same message. Do reach out to people. So as in a networking situation, if we were in a face-to-face meeting and a newbie came in, we would go and introduce ourselves to them, you know, get to know them. That is acceptable on LinkedIn. People feel quite guarded on Facebook when we have connections from people we don't necessarily know, because it's our kind of personal world. But on LinkedIn, it is acceptable. And we can, when we ask to connect with somebody, tailor a personal message. I've been doing that an awful lot recently, and Mark, thank you for those leads, because I've started to reach out to those. And it's you know, I'd like to add you to my network. We're sharing some mutual contacts. It's a simple enough message, but actually it's getting me results, and it's actually getting me connected with people that I may not necessarily have any interaction with through mail shots or even phone calls. So if you've got a contact that you've been wanting to get hold of and try and speak to, and you can't get in touch with them through any other message, do this via LinkedIn. You'd be surprised how open they are to having people connect with them. So that's a good one to do. I said about Facebook versus LinkedIn, but I do feel that you shouldn't lose your personality within LinkedIn. It shouldn't come too corporate, and I do think it has to be industry specific as well, because some of the ways that possibly John or Mark might interact as, you know, web designers and more creatives might be very different to me, sort of how I might react with sort of the largest sales director type people. But within that, we still need to keep our personality, because at the end of the day, people do interact with that, and they will buy on whether they like you. People buy from people they like, so we shouldn't lose that at all. So that's our 5 do's and don'ts with regard to LinkedIn. Are there any questions?